Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. We're doing things a little special here because it's a special package day. Now, granted, it wasn't like the most expensive thing I've ever bought, but we got something fancy here, which for this package is some prototypes, specifically of parts from this guy. So what I got in is the test parts for the MegaCon for the Playmates figure. And this is what would have, the factory would have sent to Playmates to see if they liked how everything was lining up. So, gonna crack this open, see how the stuff looks. Super excited because, personally, I haven't owned any prototype stuff yet. I've had one in my house for a bit, which, oddly enough, I haven't done a video of, and we really need to because it's for commission. But I personally don't own any, so this is gonna be super sweet. So anyways, I probably should have covered up this guy's address before doing this video. So we'll fix that real quick and then I'll start opening. Alright, so I guess I'm not going to show the bottom of the box because I can't really do much about it. But here's the package. Woo! Alright, so this is sweet. I got this from Canada. This specifically is something I bought off a Facebook group, the Treadmasters Prototype group. He got in some prototype stuff, put them up for sale, and decided to grab some of them. Just kind of help accentuate this figure because I really like this Playmates Kong figure, to be specific. Out of all the Playmates Kong stuff, this is easily my favorite one. I think it's just the coolest looking one. I like the gimmick. He looks cool. I think he looks pretty good. And I was thinking about selling him, which kind of hurts a little bit, but I don't need... There's only so many Kongs you could really have in your collection. I kind of want to keep more of my favorites around. And granted, he's one of my favorites, but not as much as, say, like the Monster Arts or even like the McFarlane, stuff like that. Or even the NECA, for that matter. I really like the NECA one. At least one. But I only need one, but I got plenty right now. But now that I've gotten this, there's no way I can get rid of this, right? Because I have to have this to display with him. But anyways, prolonging long enough. I'm trying to get the package open without... I was told he packaged it pretty tight, so I don't want to cut too deep so that I don't cut the figures, the parts, if you will. Alright, cool. At least the part that I cut into, he has a little topper on it. Oh, they're all bubble wraps. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out which one's the head. I think those are hands. I think this one has the head in it. So we'll start with this because I'm pretty sure this is a foot. I see a giant hole, so it's got to be something. Oh, it looks like I got feet. Maybe. Oh, got a little monkey feet. Oh, this is cool. It's even got the copyright information on the bottom of the foot. Alright, so this is what would have right into here. Which is pretty sweet. To be honest, they actually look a little more detailed. I'm trying to look at it to kind of line it up. I'll maybe snap some photos of the stuff next to it just so you guys can get kind of a better side-by-side comparison. To me, it's pretty much about the same because you can see where the line for the foot is. And one thing is not that I don't trust the guy, but I want to make sure like these weren't like something that was 3D printed. Like for the price, I was willing to risk it. But this has like the same mold cuts and such as well. Like if this was a knockoff, somebody did a really good job. So that's sweet. Second one. Which, actually to be honest, this one actually looks a lot more detailed than the previous one. To me, it looks pretty much about the same. Not really noticing eyeballing anything too different. Like a couple of the edges on this are a little sharper than what's on this. But again, it's got the same mold cuts. It's got the copyright information on the bottom. Which is kind of interesting. Like that's already all pre-sculpted on. With all that. No, that's super sweet. All right, so we got some more parts. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the hands. Granted, still, at some point, I would love to get a hold of like a solid, like 100% prototype. I almost bought, they were like $150. But on eBay, oh, we got a fist. There's VR Troopers. There's like the mocked up figures. And they even have the, a couple of them anyways, have the tags on them that what they would have got from Kenner to send back to let them know like what they would like tweaked on the packaging and stuff. Almost snagged those. I thought those were super neat. So here's the prototype hands. Which you get one clenched fist, one gripping hand, which is correct. The way the thumb's positioned on this one is definitely different than this. And I don't know if it's just because mine's been holding the axe, but you can kind of see it's bends down a little bit. Well, this one's 100% just full clenched. And to be honest, like I said, I'm not sure if it's just because it's been the way he's been holding the axe has kind of warped that a little bit. Oh, what's nice to see too is you get so much more detail out of these ones. Like the edges, it's not like super harder, but whatever paint they used kind of hides a lot of the attention to detail there. Because even like the knuckles are smoothed out a little bit in comparison. Oh, okay, around the wrist, there's a little mold line. Which this one has it too. Wish I would have moved the light a little differently. If I shove the light down here. Guys, oh, oh, it's hot. Don't grab hot light bulbs. They're not fun. Looks a little more spooky. Can you guys see it? Angle down a little bit. That'll work good, I guess. All right. Anyways, like I said, I'll show pictures later. But you can't see the mold lines right there. Yeah, that's sweet. It's got a couple little... Okay, that's just dirt. Some of the color imperfections. We got the clenched fist from the figure as well. Which looks really good. Again, you get there's so much little subtle extra detail on these hands. And then, yep, there's the mold line. There's the mold line on the fist here. Alright, coup de grace. We got a head too. Everything but the center body I got for this dude. So this Kong, at some point I'll probably get him in a little... I gotta get him in one of the display cases I got upstairs. Problem is my Godzilla stuff's like pretty full. At least display case wise. I need to buy like a couple of extra just little shelvings and reorganize upstairs a little bit more just for the items that like Bandai vinyls don't really need to be behind a glass case. They could just sit on a shelf. I'm not too worried about those guys, to be fair. But for instance, like Monster Arts, I like having the cases because if they get dusty, they're a little bit more of a pain in the butt to clean up. Come on, Kong. I know you want to be free. All right, so he doesn't have the hinge for the mouth to keep that connected, but here is the prototype head. And you can kind of see some of the inner workings on the inside. Oh, this one's sweet. I was kind of hoping he sent me to one. He had one that was like different colors. This is, I think, presentation-wise better. It's just the other ones I think is cooler because you see like sometimes they don't use the same materials when doing the prototype stuff. Because all they're really trying to do is just make sure that they like what they see. It doesn't really matter what the coloring is. They can change the color of the plastic later. And so far, the only noticeable difference is just the placement of the thumb I've seen between these ones and what's on the actual figure. And again, this is kind of my first time really getting these out. I'd say this jaw. This one looks pretty darn close. The way the teeth line up are a little different. The snarl expression hasn't really changed too much. If at all. Like, it's just pretty much just like, it's the same kind of expression, but he's, the gapping on the teeth here isn't quite as big as it is on the prototype. Ears look about the same. And again, like on this prototype, you get so much more detailing on the face. Like, it's pretty insane. Like whatever, like again, whatever the paint they use for the actual head here definitely tends to hide a lot of the coloring on it. So yeah, super pleased with everything here. Again, kind of cool to get the center body, but that's the gimmick part. So I imagine that one would be a little bit harder to get the actual parts because it'd be separate sections. It'd also be freaking gigantic, but would have been cool. It's pretty much just two solid pieces for the most part on this guy. And then having the hinge would have been maybe nice just to kind of complete the look as I throw these things around. But it's still always really nice to see that, and this stuff is definitely a little bit softer of a material. I guess it's about the same than what you get on the actual toy. But no, I'm super stoked about this. That was a really good deal for this stuff anyways, because it was like 45 after shipping, around there, which I think is super reasonable for prototype parts. Especially for something that I could see over time, this guy getting kind of pricey and going up just kind of like a lot of old toys do. And then having him plus prototype parts definitely is going to help increase the value a little bit. Figuring out how to display it's going to be a thing. What I should try to do is 3D print a little stand for it. It's like I have the head upright, and then with the limbs kind of sitting around it. Because right now it just looks kind of like a dead carcass hanging out on my table. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. So help us defeat those kaiju by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, and Facebook. Guys, like to keep up to date with channel and donate. We really appreciate it. Also, we'll have one more prototype video in the near future. Probably put a little bit of space between this one and the other one. But I did get a commission in for something from the Godzilla animated series. So definitely look forward to that. Though granted, I gotta send that one back eventually, but he's currently hanging out the house because I gotta mess around with him a bit, making a stand for him and whatnot. Also, briefly, just want to bring up that we do have beams. We make beams now. We have custom beams for Godzilla figures specifically to go along with the Monster Arts and Playmates stuff currently. What we got available is the blue beam, which is meant for legendary Godzillas, and the red beam, which is more like for Mecha Godzillas, but can be more generic, and also a Hong Kong Brawl beam, which a lot of these are all kind of made to order. I got a few on hand, but essentially if more people want them, I'll print out more of them. Which they go, regular beams are $15 plus $6 shipping, and Hong Kong is $25 plus $6 shipping. So if you guys are interested, make sure to message us on Facebook or Instagram is the easiest way to get a hold of us if you guys would be interested in one. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.